Deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, where the trees twisted and turned like ancient gnarled fingers reaching for the sky, lay Hollow Creek, a secluded forest that harbored secrets long buried. Locals spoke in hushed tones of the woods, warning outsiders to stay clear, especially as the sun dipped below the horizon. Elena, a young photographer eager to capture the untouched beauty of the landscape, dismissed the warnings as mere superstition. Armed with her camera and a sense of adventure, she ventured into Hollow Creek on a crisp autumn afternoon. The air was thick with the earthy scent of damp leaves, and the golden light filtering through the canopy cast an enchanting glow. She felt invigorated, oblivious to the chill that crawled down her spine. As she wandered deeper into the woods, the vibrant colors of fall turned to a muted palette, and the trees seemed to loom larger and closer. Shadows danced at the corners of her vision, and the rustle of leaves echoed ominously around her. Despite her growing unease, she pressed on, drawn by the beauty of her surroundings. As twilight descended, the forest transformed. The once inviting sounds of chirping crickets and rustling leaves were replaced by an unsettling silence. Elena set up her camera near a clearing, hoping to capture the haunting beauty of the forest at dusk. Just as she clicked the shutter, she heard it, a faint whisper, like a gentle breeze carrying a voice she couldn't quite understand. "Help! Me!" The sound sent shivers through her. She spun around, heart racing, but the clearing was empty. Dismissing it as her imagination, she turned back to her camera. Yet the whispers grew louder, wrapping around her like a suffocating fog. Panic surged as she realized the forest was no longer welcoming. It felt alive, watching her every move. Determined to shake off her fear, she continued taking photographs, but the whispers morphed into a cacophony of voices, each pleading and mournful. "Leave, before it's too late." A rush of cold air swept through, and she felt an unseen presence lurking just beyond the trees. Suddenly, her camera malfunctioned, the screen flickering as images from the forest flashed before her eyes, faces twisted in agony, reaching out for help. She stumbled back, breathless, and collided with a thick tree trunk. Its bark felt unnaturally warm, pulsating beneath her touch, as if it were alive. "Run!" the whispers cried, a chorus of despair echoing in her mind. Fear propelled her forward, but the path she had taken vanished. The trees seemed to close in, warping and shifting, disorienting her. Elena's pulse quickened. She ran blindly, branches clawing at her arms and legs. With each frantic step, the forest darkened, an oppressive weight settling over her. She could no longer hear her own breathing, only the relentless whispers urging her onward. Just when she thought she might escape, she stumbled upon a dilapidated cabin, its windows dark and hollow. Desperate for refuge, she dashed inside. The air was thick with dust, and the furniture lay rotting, as if untouched for decades. As she scanned the room, her eyes fell upon old photographs lining the walls. Faces stared back at her, eyes wide with terror. The realization hit her. These were the same faces she had seen in her camera. The whispers intensified, echoing through the cabin. "You should not have come. We are trapped. Now you are one of us." Paralyzed with fear, Elena felt the floor shift beneath her, as if the very wood craved her presence. In a last-ditch effort, she flung open the door and bolted back into the night. The forest throbbed with life, branches reaching out to grab her. She ran until her legs burned, until her lungs ached, until the whispers faded to a haunting echo behind her. But Hollow Creek never truly released its grip. As she emerged onto the main road, breathless and terrified, she glanced back. The trees stood silent, but a low murmur lingered in the air, reminding her that she would never be free of their grasp. The forest had claimed its next victim, and the whispers of Hollow Creek would haunt her dreams forever.